Hello once again everyone, welcome back to another vlog. Last week I said I was going to talk about Dragon Age and my Loot Crate game, so I did that unboxing. So this week I'm going to talk about Dragon Age. So yeah, basically, when did the other week? Like 2 weeks ago? I just mad on Dragon Age Origins and then went and played Dragon Age 2, and I figured there was something that I pretty much wanted to talk about sometime with my sort of obsession with them games, just because they are really good games in terms of just role-playing stuff. Particularly Dragon Age Origins had really amazing storyline. Like, you play as some guy who could be out-of-human dwarf, who can then choose class of warrior, rogue or mage, and then you sort of do your little intro thing where you do a couple of like sort of introduce yourself to the character that you're playing as. I mean, it's one that you've made up yourself kind of deal, so you sort of decide, oh, what my playstyle is gonna be like, and you get a little look into the particular world. So from I've done an elven mage, so that was where you play. It was in the circle, and you sort of was your initiation into becoming from like a junior mage guy who's been like a student mage, been like learning how to use his magical abilities. You go through the harrowing, where you go into the Fade and face the demons, and if you successfully complete that, you become a full-time mage. If you don't do so well in that, you become a tranquil, I think, or they make you a tranquil. So yeah, but yeah, you successfully do that, and then from what I remember is your buddy wants to go, like leave the circle with his girlfriend, I think, or something like, or another female, like a female mage, and it's like you sort of help. You can choose either to help him do that or to turn him in, kind of deal. And this the guy you sort of help, and then it pops up as a blood mage kind of guy later on in the story of Dragon Age. But with you doing that, you get noticed by the Greywood and Duncan, whose voice actor is just amazing, because he did the master guy in the first Assassin's Creed. Forget what his name was, but yeah, he voices that actor's that, and he sounds like an old wise guy kind of deal, and it's pretty cool. So you get recruited into the Grey Wardens, and then you go to Osgiliath, where the king of Ferelden is got his armies, and he's gonna fight this Darkspawn army, and you get initiated into the Grey Wardens. There you go through their rites and drink Darkspawn blood, which will give you the thing, which basically means you get about 30 years to live, but then you can sense Darkspawn, and then as well as kill the Archdemon kind of deal, and it gives you some cool abilities and stuff. Makes you a bit more badass and stuff. So yeah, and then Osgiliath is a complete ruin because Terloghain doesn't do the, like, you got the King's Army, Terloghain's here, and you go and light this beacon, and Terloghain's meant to come into the side of the Darkspawn army and cripple them that way, but instead he takes his men off, and the king dies and Duncan dies, so you're left on your own with Alistair, the other Grey Warden, who's young. He's probably been in the Grey Wardens a year or two at this point, he's not been in them very long, so you become like the leader, and you're helped by the Witch of the Wild, Flemeth, and Morrigan, Morrigan's being voiced by Claudia Black, which is just awesome. And then from there it's like, oh yeah, we've got these treaties which will get us the alliances of elves, dwarves and humans to fight against this darkspawn, which is the fifth blight kind of deal with, because it's got the archdemon. Every time the darkspawn exist permanently in the world since the days when the mages went to the Black City, I think it was. They was then turned into the darkspawn by the gods, kind of deal, as punishment for attempting to go to the city and gain control of the city, because it was the magistrates of Tevinter that tried to do this kind of deal. So as punishment for that, they get turned into darkspawn, and so they always exist. And the older gods become the archdemons, and so the mindless drones of darkspawn and the heroic and genlock darkspawn are constantly searching for archdemons, and every time they find one buried deep within the deep roots, it becomes it's a hive mind kind of deal. So when they get an archdemon, they become a lot stronger, a lot more organised and stuff, so they can sort out these raiding parties and become full armies kind of deal, compared to just being scattered and within the deep roads where they just constantly fight the dwarves. So you're just okay, you go, I'm gonna have to get these treaties. So you go to various places in Ferelden. So it's Redcliffe, where you're trying to get Arl Eamon, who's the uncle to the King of Ferelden and stuff, get his support, but he's in a coma, and this is where you meet the mage again, and then you have to go get the Earl and the urn of Andraste's ashes to cure him. So that's a whole one quest where you sort of go to the Denerim to find the house of a scholar who's been searching for the urn, and then you go up into the mountains and to Haven, and then to a temple where you fight these cultists, and you can either join them or not. Again, it's you have that decision of, do I help these cultists keep Andraste's ashes safe from the world and serve Andraste, who they think is now a Hydra, has been reborn as the High Dragon, which you can then choose to kill or not kill, depending on your skill. And it's a pretty tough battle, the High Dragon, so you usually have to be fairly high level to handle that, and 15, 16 kind of deal, because he's pretty tough. But yeah, you do that, and then to get the dwarves and the Dwarven King. The king has been killed or has died of his old age or something along those lines. So you have to choose between Haramant, this another older Twilight dwarf who was the right hand to the Dwarven King, or Balin. Is it? Yeah, I think it's Balin, who's the sole surviving heir of the Dwarven King, who's killed one of his other brothers, framed his other brother for killing him, kind of deal. So he's a bit more evil, kind of deal. So you choose between them, you spot them, and you have to do various quests to get in this spot, and then you go and try and find Paragon Branca in the deep roads and discover the other Paragon Kassadin, who made the Anvil of the Void and created golems ages and ages ago, as well as doing various other Smith related stuff. Yeah, it's carried in because it's carried in his cost. Yeah, so yeah. So that's quite interesting. You come back, you make one of the Dwarves Kings, you get their support, and then for the elves, they're dealing with the problem of this one elf who's a couple of 100 years old, cursed these humans who killed his family with becoming werewolves, and summoned the spirit to do it. And so you go to the Brazilian forest, and sort of like they've been attacked by these werewolves and infected with the werewolf disease, and you have to sort of help them out. And again, you get to choose sides between werewolves and elves. I've always chosen elves. I've never really experienced the werewolf one, but I think the werewolf one is where you kill all the elves kind of deal. So yeah, you do that, you gain their support by securing the werewolves and ending the curse kind of deal, and that's quite interesting. And then it all comes to a head when you then go to dinner and Aemon, once he's cured of his ailments, summons like a big council of all the other sort of lords of the surrounding and to decide who's going to be king. And you can choose to have Alistair, your companion. I mean, there's several other companions I've not even mentioned, like Liliana, who's probably one of my favourites, and Stan, Olgren, Zevran, Wynn, and Morrigan, who I did mention. And so they have different skills. So like Alistair, Stenol, and Olgren are the warriors. Wynn and Morrigan are mages. Liliana and Zevran are the rogues. And then depending if you get the DLC, you get Golem to come help you with, of course, Shale, who's pretty cool, and it's another warrior. And if you get your war dog, which you can get to name. But usually the most useful companions are Alistair, Leon and Wynn, because Wynn's the sort of mage that has healing abilities. So you get healer mage, and then you get Alistair to soak up the damage. Liliana's rogue, but she's like an archer rogue, so she sticks back and does a bit of damage, and then whatever roll you take, you either deal damage, or you can be a mage and just shoot off lightning bolts and freezes and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, so it all comes to a head and dinner end with that. Like, once you've chosen a king, you came between Alistair and then the king's wife, who's daughter to Logan. You get to choose them, or you get to, if you've got a high enough persuade Alistair to marry her kind of deal. And once you've sorted that, you go back to Redcliffe where you think the Darkspawn is going to hit, but it turns out they're going to hit dinner instead. So you have to go back there, and then you go through and journey and fight a load of Darkspawn and dinner, and then kill the Archdemon. You either choose to kill it yourself, you get Alistair to choose it. If you go down a certain path, you get Logain to join Northern Grey Wars, and you can get him to kill it. Or the one choice that I've not done is you impregnate Morrigan with a baby, and with her present, the Darkspawn, well, the Archdemon's essence goes into the baby kind of deal, I think. But I've never seen that one. But generally, that story was really, really well done. I really enjoyed doing that, and the mage is probably the OP one in there. He's definitely the best. I mean, I played a human warrior and a dwarven rogue, and though they have skills and stuff, and they can do quite a bit of damage, and the warrior particularly can take a lot of damage. The mage just being able to control the battlefield with freezes and stuff, but also with his abilities, because it did a great deal of damage, and then he has abilities to heal himself and his teammates kind of deal. It's just the best one. And then 2 focuses on you are the champion of Kirkwall, which is a place that you journey from Eldin as you're driven from Livering, which is destroyed by within the Blight. You journey from there to Kirkwall, which is where your mother's from, and you deal with trying to get into the city for the first bit. So you choose either mercenary or smugglers to serve for a year, and then you're then trying to get onto this Deep Road expedition, which will earn you quite a bit of money, so increases your prospects kind of deal. So you do various missions where you earn money, and you pay the 50 gold to become a partner of this Deep Road expedition, and then you get fucked by the dwarf who leads it, not Varric's brother, who just claims this idol made from lyrium, but you find a little bunch of gold and stuff in sort of journey through the deep roads, and then depending, because this time around anyway, I've done Mage, Rogue and Warrior playthrough, but I did a new Mage playthrough, and this time, because I don't know why, whether it's because I didn't have a particular character with me, I took my brother down with me in the deep roads. He died instead of joining the Great Wilderness, which is sometimes what happens if you take what's his face, the mage guy who was one of your companions with you down there, and then in like the second act you're dealing with the Canary presence, so you're trying to placate the Canary who are there. You deal with a bunch of stuff with that, and in the end the Canary take over the city, and you have to clear them out and become the champion of Kirkwall that way. And in the third act, it's more focuses on the conflict between mages and the Templars. Not Templars. Was it Templars? I want to say it's Templar, but I don't know. It's basically the knights that serve the chantry and them sort of control of the circle, and they've been cracking down on the mages quite heavily in Kirkwall kind of deal. So you sort out that conflict, and it all comes to a head, and you have to kill GSD, you kill the mages or side with them and kill the night people. But yeah, it's basically, it wasn't as good of a storyline, but they improved the gameplay quite a deal. And some of the DLC, particularly the Felicia Day DLC, where it's called the Assassin DLC, which that was really interesting, very much, because I love Felicia Day and having her as Tanis, this Alvin Rogue, and doing that was probably the best bit of 2. And then I'm really looking forward to 3, where you're dealing with the Fade being ripped open and demons are coming through and stuff. So it looks like it's gonna have a more interesting storyline than 2, and you get some of the companions like Varric again, and then kind of deal. He's dealing with more mage stuff. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Everything I've seen just looks amazing, and I really want to play it and stuff. And it's not going to come out on 360, which is a fucking ball ache, so eventually I have to get a 1 to play that, which is one of the games why I want to get a Xbox One. I mean, it does come out on PC, I guess, but I don't think my choices will carry on that way from 1 and 2. So yeah, that's my rant on it's me talking about Dragon Age, spoiling it all completely for you if you've not played either 1 or 2. But no, you really should play them. They're really great games, and BioWare does a really good job of just making, I don't know, awesome RPGs and stuff. So and it's like they've took everything they've learned from 1 and 2 and stuck it into 3. Hopefully make it the best one yet. I'm gonna end it here because this video's pretty long. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week, where I'm probably gonna do an update type thing, and then obviously I'm gonna get into that pattern of update Q&As that I just had, probably here create, and then a discussion on something I like, and review it. But yeah, obviously I'm just reviewing Dragon Age and my experiences in Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2. It's one of my favourite games of this generation, and it's been that. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.